One way that I like to think of God is unconditional love. It's like the sun. It shines on everything, regardless of what the thing is. There is still sun that is going to shine on it. And I know this is hard for some people to wrap their minds around, because they think that there's like a such thing as good and bad. But all things are encompassed within the divine. It's everything that has ever been or ever will be. And when you can't be created or destroyed, there's no fear of going through painful experiences, because you have always been and you will always be. So you're able to go through these experiences with grace. And that's another way that I like to think of the divine, is grace. And I want to give an example of what unconditionally means. Once when I was sitting with some Bufo in ceremony with 5-MeO-DMT, when I used to facilitate for plant medicine churches. And I asked the medicine to bring me unconditional peace. And it slung me into the darkest, most demonic, all of these creatures and nasty, like that you could possibly think of. And I was just like talking to the medicine internally. I'm like, what is this? What the fuck is this? And the medicine said, Grandfather Sapito said, if you want to be unconditionally peaceful, you have to be able to be peaceful under any condition. And I started laughing and laughing and laughing. And this is how I think of God. If you want God to be unconditionally loving, which it is, it has to love everything. Even the most horrible things that you see in the world are still loved by the divine. Unconditionally. Unconditional peace, unconditional love, unconditional. That light shines regardless on everything. And nothing is ever lost, or God is all things. That's our self, is all things. And that's why there's never anything to fear, because you're quite literally every single person. If somebody kills you, you're the killer as well as you. As if something amazing happens, somebody brings you $1 million, you're the person that brings you $1 million, and you're the other person, and you're the homeless person you see on the street, and you're every plant, and you're every animal, and you're everything that has ever been, you're every alien, you're everything. It's you. You're never missing out on anything, because you're the one consciousness, the same consciousness that's in this person, that's in this person, that's in everything. There's only one consciousness, and it's the supreme being. It's the loving awareness of the self, which exists within every single one of us. And it's experiencing itself and a remembrance of returning home to itself. And that's my experience of what illusions and pain and negativity are for. This may be hard for some people to go along with, but hear me out. Which I believe this to be true, God is omnipotent, all-powerful, all-knowing. If you believe that, then everything that's ever happened is known about and basically sanctioned by God, because if God's all-powerful, then it's allowing these things to happen. If it was all-powerful and didn't want these things to happen, they wouldn't happen, correct? So I look at all of like the tragedies and the pain and the hardship of the world as a integral part in the elevation of mankind into becoming its next chapter, which they call Homo Luminous, light beings embodying our light body and being able to traverse more than just the physical realm here. And I think that that's an integral part. For me, when everything was going great in my life, like, I didn't find God when everything was going well. I found God in the fucking dungeons, in the darkness, in the underworld when I was going through it. And that made me find a place within myself where fear and pain and loss and all of these things couldn't enter, where it's nothing but love. And that exists within every single one of us. And so in my experience, when people talk about the devil, what I think of the devil as is illusions. It's an illusion that we're somehow separate from each other, which is what causes all the negativity in the world ever. When people treat other people like shit, it's because they think they're separate and somehow better, when it's actually them from a different perspective. And once we all realize that we're all one, that we are each other, then those illusions will disperse. And that's the thing. The devil isn't actually real. It's a illusion. And God allows that illusion to exist and actually loves that illusion because it is helping us to return back home to ourselves, to the truth that there is no such thing as illusion. All that there is love. So even what you perceive as the devil is God working and is allowed by God and is loved by God, which is a hard thing for religious folks to wrap their mind around. But it's something I felt I needed to share and that I believe to be true. So I love you, family. Sending my prayers and my love and my light out to each and every one of you.